Hey YouTube, what's going on? I just wanted to make a video today about the HUD editor feature, HUD guide sort of thing, and also very important, if you are seeing this video pretty much as it's coming out or just around that time, I am running a HUD contest this weekend on Sunday, I believe the 23rd. I'll be holding it in the evening after SPL, and I will be judging or holding a HUD contest where it's just for fun, and we're just going to look through some of the cool things that people have done with the new feature. And it could be, you know, a joke HUD, it could be a really clean HUD, something that you like to play with a lot that you think is really good. Anywhere in between, you go into my Discord, the link is below in the description. You can enter it in there. There's a little HUD contest channel. All you have to do is put a screenshot of what your HUD looks like in game. Optionally, you can also add a second picture, which is what it looks like in the actual editor when you're moving the elements around and all that sort of thing. Free to enter, free to get in the contest, all that type of stuff. I will be doing the judging and showing everybody's HUDs on Sunday the 23rd that evening, probably around 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you can't be there, you can still enter in the contest. You can still win even if you're not in the stream. Anyone who wins, I will notify. Up to 8K gems in giveaways is what we're going to do for this contest. 4K to the winner and 2K to second and third place. The winner will actually be going against the winner of weekend's HUD contest that he did. There will be a winner for, you know, the battle of the communities. You'll have a chance to win another 8K gems and all that stuff. Super exciting. Definitely get involved if you want to. Definitely get creative or mess around with it. And yeah, I'll talk through my HUD and kind of how we're feeling about that. Before I load into game, it's probably important to contextualize this. For me, my HUD is really centralized around, you know, what I do, which is I'm a competitive Smite player, and I'm also a content creator, so I kind of need a HUD that works for both of those. I'm telling you right now, when you load in, you're gonna be shocked. You might not like it. For me, I really liked the feeling of when I used to play WoW, for example, World of Warcraft. I really liked the feeling of how customizable I could have my HUD, and I really liked the feeling of having my abilities all near my character and just really focusing on the center of my screen. So that's kind of the idea with this, is that the center of my screen is where all the information is, right? I have the enemy team and my team down here. I see everybody's ultimate cooldowns. I see everybody's experience. This little bar right here is an experience bar. I get to see that. I see where I'm leveling up through that. I see where my teammates are leveling up. I see my own health and mana right here. If you need to know the exact amount of mana that you have, I look up here. The top left, honestly, other than Golden Hand, which I actually do need Golden Hand to know when I'm gonna back for an item, that type of thing. It's just there to kind of look pretty. This is kind of just like, this is the content creator part of my UI. If I wasn't a content creator, honestly, I would have KDA and all of this stuff disabled. On my SPL client, I probably will have that disabled. And then same thing over here, stats, item display. It's just kind of there. My minimap, you can't see it. My minimap is huge. I'll show you in the HUD editor. My minimap is huge. And it is very opaque. It's just there to be really big, make sure I'm aware of any wards, any like movement from the enemy team across the map, but I can still see through it. I can still see the ground over here. You know, I couldn't see through it. It would be blocking like this whole doorway by the Odin bots, you know? So that's just what I personally like to do. I'm gonna walk you guys through a few little tricks that I noticed when I was editing my HUD that you can use. So first up, if you are having a problem with the opacity saving, you will notice that my stuff is pretty see-through, that you can, you know, kind of see the ground as I'm, you know, moving below stuff for some of these things. If you want to edit the opacity, you have to do it all at once. So what I would really recommend doing is, you know, using the notes in your phone or something like that. Anything where you can just leave yourself a little self-note. That's what I did, where I was just like, okay, my health bars, I want 80 opacity, and then my minimap I want at 20 opacity, whatever the case may be. I just left myself some notes, and then when I had everything where I wanted it in the actual layout, I just went ahead and did the opacity all at once. If you save it like that, it will save your opacity. It will only undo that if you go into HUD editor and then change something and then hit apply. So when I'm doing this video, I'm not going to hit apply because I don't want to override my stuff. You just go into HUD editor, hit escape, and everything will stay. So that's the main thing. Another tip that you can do is you'll notice here I have new skill available. It's really faint underneath my abilities, but if I level up my second ability here on East Shell, that goes away. That is because that HUD element is actually your player bar. It might be hard to read right here, but this is your player bar. That is actually what shows you new skill available, as well as it shows when you're backing. So when you're backing like this, your little recall bar, that is attached to the player bar. So what I did is I basically hid my player bar where I know when I have a new skill available because I know when I leveled up. I don't really want to see that, and I only barely want to see when I'm backing. So I put it right there above my abilities. It's between that and my buff bar. I know when I'm backing, I know when it's about to get stopped, any of that sort of thing, and it is right there, and you can kind of hide it. Another little trick that you can do is this player frame up here. If you don't want to use that, you could actually move this and put it over top of your team display, on top of your icon. So if you kind of have it like I do, where your team is on one side and the enemy team is on the other, you will always be this slot right here. No matter what mode you're in, 1v1 duel or 3v3 with Joust or Siege or whatever, you will always be the one closest to the enemies. So you could actually scale down this frame right here and put it over top, and then you basically would just have yourself currently like here the whole time. It's a little bit more clear for your experience bar if you struggle to see it down here. That'd be the reason to do that if you like that. Another thing I definitely recommend doing is, if you're like me, you maybe get a little bit particular with things. I really like using the grid to line things up. If you click on any element within the HUD editor, you can hit show grid and it will give you this. The docking to screen edges can kind of bounce it around the top of the screen, the bottom of the screen, bottom left, top right, all that type of thing. You can also use the snap, so you can go over here and you can snap to object or snap to grid. And when you move these things around, it'll kind of snap in place and kind of auto align things. If you're trying to get things exactly where you want them to be and you're really, really particular, I would definitely use that. So for example, like you can see up here, I tried the best of my ability to like really line up the borders over here and really have this snugly fit. And same thing over here. I tried to not have the lines overlapping. Like, I'm pretty particular with this stuff. That's just me personally. Maybe not, maybe you don't care. That's totally fine. But if you do want to do that, you can definitely do that. And yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much it. Really, it's all up to you. It's all your personal preference. It's all what you like to do. For me, I kind of view like, if I could draw a little box for you right here, like right here to right there, that's all I want to see. That's what I want to see. I have my objective health is down here, so this is where I see like fire giant, all that type of stuff. This little, you know, debuff and buff bar, my debuffs are bigger than my buffs because I don't really care about my buffs. Like, if I'm going to be a support player and I'm going to have Thebes and stuff, I don't need a constant icon to tell me I have Thebes. Like, yeah, I know I have Thebes. Objectives here, these are for like arena tickets, that type of thing. My surrender box is up there. My team kills and all of that kill feed is over here. Accolade display, kill message. This is just aesthetic, this sort of stuff. So here, I'll buy a bunch of damage items really quick. If you pay attention to the bottom left, you'll see that this is mostly just an aesthetic thing for me. I just lined it up to look pretty down here more than anything. I just had dead space down here and I was like, oh, okay, I could just keep the kills there, but you can of course see the kill feed here. Both of those pretty nice. I think you could use one, you could use the other, you could do whatever you want there. Notifications, this is if a tower is hitting you, all that sort of thing. You can't really see it here. I'll take away my cam for a second. All this stuff in the bottom right is just stuff that I have at 0 opacity. I basically have it disabled. Level up, don't need it. I know when I level up. Alert display, this is, hey, you're walking out of base without a relic. Yeah, don't care. I disabled it. Upgrade display, this tells you, oh, you just leveled up this ability, or oh, you just leveled, or you just bought this item. Again, don't care. I disabled it. And then the help thing, don't care, disabled it. I know that apathy is not cool, but guys, I'm just being honest. I just don't care about those things. So I disabled them. If you don't want to, you don't have to. And you know, that's kind of all she wrote for me on the HUD, guys. I think, you know, that's how the cookie crumbles. I did actually, this is on the down low. You can't tell anyone about this. I did actually leak a few of the other pro players' HUDs. And I'm going to show you those right now. Because I have the ability to play in the studio for the SPL, I've kind of seen what some of the other players have saved as their settings in the studio. This is actually the never before seen Zapman HUD. What Zapman likes to do is he actually comes over here to this minimap and he puts the scale all the way down and then he turns the opacity completely off. And when you save this, He literally does not have a mini map when he does this. This is why Zap dies so much in ranked, is because he literally just doesn't use his mini map. He plays Smite on hard mode so that he can prep to be the 3-time that we all know and love him to be. There's another interesting HUD that I thought was kind of crazy, but it made a lot of sense. I actually went to go look at Paul's HUD and I was like, oh, you know, Paul's a super good player. I wonder what he does. And what Paul actually likes to do is he takes his KDA display, and I am not kidding you when I say this, he puts the scale all the way up and he literally puts it like in the middle of his screen. So it's as big as it can possibly be. He's constantly able to check in like, okay, like what's my KDA? Have I died this game? He's constantly in tune with that. I thought that was really cool to kind of see. I didn't know that that was how he played. I saw that, you know, someone else actually, they tried to copy my HUD. They tried to like predict what it would be. And my screen was actually just completely black. It was as if like it just everything was disabled, basically. Like I think they went over here to the global scale, and I think everything was basically turned off, and you just like, you could not know what was going on. You didn't see the minimap. You didn't see any of your abilities. It was just like, wow, like no wonder I'm dying all the time if people think this is how I play. And yeah, definitely give some of those a try if you want to, you know, play like your favorite SPL players. I hope these tips were helpful when it comes to the HUD guide. I have been loving the customization that I can get out of this thing. It has been my favorite part of season 10 by far, and I just love it. I love being able to mess with my UI, to mess with my HUD. Hopefully I inspired you guys to, you know, get in here, do some of that stuff for yourself, maybe tweak it to how you like it. If you do that, definitely enter into my HUD contest. Costs you nothing. It's just a for fun event, and you might even win some gems out of it. Anyways, everybody, I will see you in the next one. Please let me know what you like about the HUD editor. Leave me some comments on what you hate or love about mine and what you might change on yours. And please like the video and subscribe if you're new here. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Double hand wave goodbye. Woohoo. Thumbs up.
One if I'm trolling from Professor BM. You can hear the audience. I wonder if there's a favorite.